Well, hey fellas, Thorzax here. This video right here is a little this and a little that and a little this and a little that, and basically I'm just going to be kind of going through some stuff here. One of the first orders of business I wanted to go ahead and get out the door, get it on the table, get everybody looking at it. End block clips. When you go out and you buy end block clips, make sure that you're buying the ones that are from a U.S. manufacturer. Just make sure that you're getting them from U.S. contract, suppliers. There's a lot of these end block clips that are out there that are from Ethiopia. They're from Asian countries. They're from Germany. All over the globe, and they made these. And the thing is that, because, we supplied a lot of rifles to different countries after World War II, and M1s at that. Korea is one of them. A number of them. The list goes on and on and on. We even gave them to the Vietnamese, during the Vietnam War. Anyway, so the thing is though is that you need to watch out for end block clips, because the ones that are made overseas don't have the spring tension that these do, and you're really taking your chances on the rifle being able to feed them properly. So anyway, that opens up the door to the next subject. When you load your end block clip, okay. When you load your end block clip, you always want this side, the right hand side, to feed first. And reason being, in the receiver, when the round is chambered, when it goes into the chamber, this takes an awful lot of spring tension in order to push out of that end block clip, okay? And what will happen, because all you got is spring, you don't have like the hammer effect, okay? It's not going to come down and hammer it out of there, and it's just basically just pushing it there with a spring tension. What happens if it feeds from this side is that this bullet, this side right here, the bullet tip, can get caught, and what will happen as it's coming out, and it'll go at an outside angle, and it'll catch the edge of the receiver, and you'll get a jam. Almost never have I had that problem from feeding from this side with the end block clip. So that's something that I wanted to put out there. If you've had problems, try switching over to the right hand side. Make sure that the top round is on the right hand side. I haven't had any problems since I've done that, and that was years ago. An old guy, Ben, he showed me that. He's like, hey, you can get over doing that just by feeding it from the right hand side like this. This is all M2 ball. This is all the rounds that I have been firing through the last series with the M1, and I've been just turning it into M1 ball. It was originally fired. I fired it again, and now it's these dimensions are for my chamber, and this is the third loading right here. So anyway, I want to move on to something else. The CMP is selling rifles, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, for an extraordinary amount of money for the M1s. Now the M1 is a great rifle. There's nothing wrong with an M1, but I don't believe $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for an M1 is just a standard. M1 is really a fair price, really. I mean, when you think about it, they're making money off that big time. And these rifles, they come in, they're free of charge, okay? All they do is go through them and pick through them and then fix them up and then just go ahead and sell them. And, even the rack grade guns are like $650 or $700. They're expensive. So if you want to get into, 30 caliber nostalgia shoots, ones that, M1As, M1 Grands, 1903s, 3040 Craigs, that sort of thing, and you want to shoot in those matches, This is just food for thought, okay? Creedmoor Sports in California is running a great deal. You can get like a super match nowadays for about $2,400, and it has all the fixings and everything. Heavyweight barrel, double lug receiver, and that's a plus. You know, I mean, well, there's some guys that are one way or the other about that double lugging, but I do believe the tighter you make the receiver fit in the, you know, in the stock itself, the better. And that double lug is about recoil, and it's about the way the wood can shift in there. And there, like I said, there's guys out there that would say, yeah, you really got to show me the difference. It can make a difference, I believe, maybe a small one. But I remember back when, you know, a regular national match, M1A that was glass bedded, was like $1,900. It was like $2,000. And now that price has been coming down because, you know, the AR craze, everybody's buying ARs now and they're shooting high power with ARs. So the 30 cals are not selling. So if you want to buy a 30 caliber match gun, you know, I would take a look at that and really seriously consider it. That's a lot of money, you know, for somebody to lay out for a rifle. However, you know, it's a last stop thing. There's nothing else to do. You know, you just go out and shoot it. I mean, you don't have to mess around with it and play with it or anything like that, or rebarrel it, or, you know, that sort of thing. So anyway, so we're going to move on to something else about the M1A. Back in the day, I used to shoot pistol targets. I'd set them out there at 100 yards, and I'd fire at them with my national match, M1A, and those are the groups that I would get. These two right here were 55 grain Hornady AMAX with 40.3 grains of IMR 4064. This was military 173 grain M118, 41.0 grains of IMR 4895. I mean, that was with open sights at 100 yards with my old M1A. I think this was with, I believe this was with the Springfield barrel. I shot the Springfield barrel out, and I put a Krieger, and the Krieger even shot tighter than this. But that's nothing to sneeze at. And that's with 173 grain ball. That's not, you know, that's not the 168 grain match, you know, gold match or whatever, you know, federal gold match or anything like that. This is stuff that I made on my bench. And by the way, this was in, this was like in 2000, 2001. Here's another one. And believe it or not, this is 150 grain. This is 150 grain Hornady full metal jacket. Okay, bow tail, M80 ball. Okay, equivalent bullet. Okay, check that out. I mean, that was with the Hornady, and like I said, that was 11 rounds, 150 grain Hornady, full metal jacket bow tail, 42.3 grains of IMR 4895, and 8/27/2000. So that was quite a while ago. That was, yeah, 19 years ago. Wow. Yeah, that's back in the day. Look at that, man. I used to be able to shoot like that all the time. God. So anyway, reminiscing, days have evolved. So, you know, that's one reason why, you know, I get some feedback and guys are saying, hey, you know, the M1 shoots great and all that stuff, you know, and it does. It'll hold the 10 ring at 200 yards, and this is a Criterion barrel. You know, it's a standard GI, you know, configuration. It's made to a little bit better quality than, say, like a GI barrel. But I'm thinking about putting a Douglas premium barrel on it. I think that's the way I'm going to go with this. And just chamber it again in .6, but I'm going to rent a chamber reamer that is a national match .6 chamber and do it right this time and put a premium barrel on it. I also ordered some other parts. I found out that the stock ferrule, okay, the inside diameter of that rattles around quite a bit on the barrel. Okay, so I think I'm getting some harmonic buzzing that's going on right there. As far as the handguard, the handguard's in good shape. I checked this area right here to make sure it doesn't, touch the barrel, and so we're good to go there. There was like I said, there's two ways that they used to do these. What they would either free float them, they would free float them and then fire them, see if they fired okay, and if they did, they just leave them alone. But if they free floated them and they had erratic results, what they would do is they would take the rifle, they would have this on the rifle, on the barrel, and what they would do is they'd fill that channel with the barrel in it, they'd fill that up with acroglass, and actually cement this onto the barrel, and it worked like a deresonator. It would deresonate the barrel and keep it from buzzing or anything like that, and most guys got pretty good results doing that, if they had a barrel that didn't shoot good, free floated. Well, excuse me. Yeah, so I watched a segment this morning. Johnny's Reloading Bench put it out, and I'll tell you what, this whole thing has been going on forever. The Sierras versus the Hornadies versus the Sierras, and that's been going on since the beginning of time. I believe that I agree with Johnny on this, is that it really has to do with your barrel dimensions, the amount of lead you have, the amount of free bore you have, the chamber dimension in that area, whether or not the bullet is going to like the barrel or not. So, passing judgment on a bullet is not really a fair shake, because it's really up to the barrel whether or not it likes that bullet. So there you go. That's my opinion, of course. So anyway, hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. Remember, buy American. Buy American, really. Check prices before you go out there and buy an M1. I showed you guys the little trick about checking the muzzle, making sure that, you can, if you drop a bullet in the end of the muzzle and it goes down in there, almost all the way, that muzzle is gone. You're never going to get any good accuracy out of that. You can go ahead and counterbore that and remove that end of the barrel until you get a small crown down inside there. You can have it reamed. But I'm going to tell you, for the price that costs, just go ahead and buy a new barrel. Just put it on. No big deal. I put mine on. It was no big deal. So anyway, this is Thorax, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign out. I'm going to get some coffee and get this uploaded. And you guys have a good day. Until next time.